Hello again. Here we are with computer programming in C++. We're today accessing structure members. I'm going to pick up from where I left off in the creating structures video. Here we're going to, we've created a structure called student. We have a character array. In the last video I used string, but I switched over here. A character array for the name. For a student, we also have an integer that holds an ID and a double that holds a GPA. In order to use these structures in the main function, I do this. My new data type is student. I can use that as I would another data type. I'm going to create two variables of type student, st1 and st2 for student 1 and student 2. Now, let's ask the user to enter a name. I like a capital there. Actually, I'm going to use GetLine here. cn.getLine. This way I can get spaces in the name. And what I do is this, st1 dot name. Now, right here I have my variable name, st1, and then to access a specific part of that structure, a specific member, I use the dot operator. Oops. I use the dot operator, and then I say which part of that structure do I want. So I'm going to structure st1, and then I'm going to the name. Dot operator is just a fancy name for a period. Let's see, that name holds up to 30 characters, so I'm going to put a 30 there. Let's try it again. See out now, enter your ID number. CN, this is just a regular CN, so we go CN, and now I'm going to store that in st1 dot ID. Once again, I have the structure name, the variable name, and then which member of the structure I use. Really, I just use this in place of, this right here, in place of where I would normally put a variable name. I just have the variable name and then which part of the variable I am using. That's how you access members of a structure. Let's see, I also need the GPA. Right now we're just taking in text, but you can access and use these like you would any variable in a program. So once again, st1 dot GPA. All right, and now to show that this is working, let's just print something out. Cout your GPA is, oh, this went the wrong way. There we go. st1 dot GPA looks into the variable st1, and which part are we looking at? We're looking at the GPA. And let's see here. I need to end that statement. All right, let's try this. Build, see if there's any errors. Ooh, successful. Enter name, Aggie Math. Enter ID, 1123558. Enter GPA, well, 4.0. Okay, good, it worked. It worked. Part of the power here is that I created two variables of type student. Each of those automatically gets name, ID, GPA. Every time I create a variable of type student, I get these three things for free. So it's like I created 6 mini variables when I did this. They're all attached to one specific person. So let's take that C out there and take in information for student 2. You know what? Copy, paste. Convenient variable naming makes it so. This is a quick fix. And now I want to show that we can do operations with these members. So let's see out the average GPA is, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take st1.gpa, add to it st2.gpa. So I'm going into each student and then selecting the GPA out of there. And we'll go times 0.5, or divide by 2 would be fine. All right, let's try that. Enter name, Iggy Math. Enter ID, 12358. Enter GPA. Doing even better now, up to 4.1. Uh-oh. I would see my mistake here. I'm going to pause for a second so I can get out of... Okay, and my mistake, might as well do some fixing with me. My mistake was that I used GetLine right after a regular CN, and there was an enter, a \n as we see it, still in the input stream. So when it went to GetLine, it actually just grabbed that enter right away and stored that, because this will keep going until it sees an enter. So I need to get rid of that extra character that's hanging around. So what I do is this, cn.ignore, and that will ignore the enter that's hanging out there. Let's try this again. Okay. Peggy Math. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. GPA. My GPA went down after that. Other person. Not Peggy Math. Enter ID. Enter GPA. And then it computed the average. Yay, it worked. Okay. It's not going away. That's all right. My program here is sorely lacking in comments, but I did those verbally. I think that counts. The key is every time I want to access a structure member, I have the variable name and then which part of that variable I'm using.